Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's video weblog. We are Monday, December the 7th, 2015, and well, let's just say that it's a day I probably want to forget. Why, you say? Well, let's begin with the latest events. So, I had gone out to do some shopping. Well, I had gone out because I need to buy some bread and some stuff to eat, I guess. And turns out I had to wait for about an hour for the next tramway when I went out. And I mean, I could have spared myself the wait by kind of going out not going out, going to the next stop where I could have another tramway and hope that it wouldn't be late enough for some kind of bus to bring me to my apartment. But I was like, hey, did the time just go up? And I mean, at the moment where I decided this is the last one, if this one doesn't come here, well, fuck that, I'm walking to the next tramway stop. And there was one really easy way to determine that, is that when a tramway or a bus is late, I don't know for the buses actually, but the display usually goes with the time next to a star, which means that it's the theoretical time at which it's supposed to be arriving, which means that, well, if it's not there, it's not our fault. And I should have realized that way earlier, because they would have spared me lots of wait outside, which is not good because I'm sick. I mean, I've missed all my classes today because I was pretty much I was too tired, too weak to actually get up. So yeah, there was that. Anyway, yeah, one thing I forgot to talk about was, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, and it probably was last week, because it was a week where I went to do the shopping so late, yeah. So it certainly was last week, and it's at a time where the cleaning companies just go for a round, it's 8 p.m., it's dark, it's cold. You gotta find a way to make your work enjoyable. So this dude, he was in this little truck, and there was his colleague just put something on the ground, and it's not until he rolled on that I realized that it was bubble wrap. And the dude was like, yeah, run over this. And he ran over the bubble wrap, and it was pretty glorious. I gotta say, it was pretty funny. I mean, I guess you gotta make the most out of a shitty situation, because I mean, there's no shitty jobs if you look at the monetary aspect. It puts the milk in the bag, or in the bottle rather, because you don't want to put milk in a bag, except if you're Canadian, but Canadians are weird. So let's not talk about that too much. I read a comic book about what would happen if the National Front were the president of the National Front were to be elected as the president of the country, and that was pretty fucking scary. It's like 1984, but with a little dash of not a little dash. It was so scary because the end was literally, yeah, everything is going to shit. The president of the National Assembly has been kidnapped by neo-Nazis. The country has been in strikes and protests all the time since you've been elected. The people in New Caledonia have been rioting to hell. It's all turned to shit, and even the public service television has decided to be in strike for nearly 1 year, and they are disrupting everything with their pirate emissions. What are you going to do? And the president just said, I don't know. And it's very funny to me that it all went to shit so fast, because there was the dates over the pages, and it was like barely 1 year after she was elected, and I was like, whoa boy, I do hope, because you see only the Parisian aspects, the Parisian aspect of things. There's no other point of view. You follow the president when she's going to see the Chancellor of Germany and Vladimir Putin and some presidents or kings or whatever they have in some countries in Asia. And you're like, well, if there's a lot of the unemployment rate is at decades high, because nobody can pay anything, because you closed the borders and you went back to the old money, which has been devaluated by 25% in the first 15 days because it's so weak against the euro. That's why, despite the fact that I hate the euro, I'm not okay that we get out of the unique money on our own. It would be good if we just get rid of it. The only country that's been consistently in a profit thanks to the euro is Germany. And why? Because euro was pretty much the currency was pretty much aligned with the Deutschmark, the German money before we switched to euro. So yeah, they are the ones who are like, well, I don't know why we should get out of that money because it works for us, but it only works for them because their money before was, I don't know if it was at the same rate or a little bit stronger. I think that 1 euro was like 90 pfennig. Yeah. So yeah, in France, the old money, the franc, 1 euro is more than 6.5 francs. I'm not going to talk about pesetas or Italian lira, or the Italian lira, because it was like thousands of liras and hundreds of pesetas or something like that, because Spain and Italy, they never had really strong economies. And they never switched to a stronger money, because if we had stayed with the same franc as when the European was first formed, as the European community of coal and steel in 1957, Treaty of Rome, all that. It would have been like maybe 1,000 francs, maybe 1,000 old francs, because we switched to the new franc in 1963, which was worth 100 old francs, which means that a French cent was in 2000, in 1963, because there's been inflation and then recession and crisis and all kind of stuff that happened to our money. But in 1963, 1 French cent was an old franc. So yeah, it's 11 p.m. and I want to do some work, so I guess I'm gonna go to sleep kind of late tonight. But it's a risk I'm willing to take, because I did really nothing today besides sleeping. I haven't even taken 3 meals, which means that once again I'm gonna be late on my medication. And it's the first time I had been sick for my birthday in September. I don't know if you remember that. But I had managed to, be kind of well, because I stayed at home. But we're at a point here where I don't think I want to stay at home for more than a weekend. Oh, talking about that, this weekend, Saturday's video weblog will probably be filmed from here, but Sundays, depends on when I leave my apartment. Monday's video weblog depends on whether I want to be home. I want to be at the apartment really early, or if I think I can manage being early Tuesday morning. Yeah, but definitely Tuesday through Friday, I guess, we'll be here next week. So yeah, because it turns out that I thought I had to stay here because it wouldn't be cool. I guess it would be kind of a waste of money and time to go back to my apartment on Saturday evening or Sunday morning to vote, and to come back to Montpellier in the same day if I leave on Saturday morning, or in the day after if I leave on Saturday evening, because I thought that I had a class Monday morning. Turns out the class on Monday morning is not for me. It's another part of the class, the specialty of another part of the class, and the class on the afternoon has been cancelled. So I don't have any classes until Tuesday in the afternoon so far. Who knows, there could be a class on Tuesday morning, but at any rate, there's no need for me to stay on this long weekend. There's even a wrestling event Sunday night, and it's kind of okay to stay here and to pop up Firefox, to load up Firefox and watch it. I can do that. I did that 3 weeks ago when it was Hell in a Cell? Was it Hell in a Cell? No, Survivor Series. Whoa, I just realized that it's only been 3 weeks between Survivor Series and TLC. What? Why? You've seen how poor the pay-per-views between, I think it was Money in the Bank, and there was Elimination Chamber, and there was not Night of Champions, No Way Out, not No Way Out. There were 3 at the beginning of summer. There were 3 nearly back-to-back pay-per-views. The SummerSlam, and that made the wait between the last one, which I think was Money in the Bank, and then Elimination Chamber, that was like 5 or 6 weeks, and that's not, I guess that takes a toll on first storylines, because you kind of need time to elaborate storylines, because yeah, you cannot, hey, there's my idea, it's pretty good, I think, but problem is, well, it's going to take we're going to make it all advance and go to a climax in 3 weeks. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Or in 2 weeks, because man, I cannot remember what the third one was, but there was kind of a triptych. You know, it went very fast, because there was Kevin Owens who debuted at a Raw before the first one, and he faced John Cena 3 times? Yeah, I guess. One time it was to win the US Championship, and then it was kind of a rematch. Yeah, it was a rematch, and he lost, but he asked a rematch and he got it, I guess. And then he went on to face Cesaro, and then there was nothing really cool for him until, yeah, Survivor Series. I mean, as much as I don't hate Ryback, but he's not a good opponent for people on the more technical side of the roster. But thankfully, this Sunday he faces Dean Ambrose, not Ryback, Kevin Owens, for the Intercontinental Championship. That should be good, both wrestling wise and psychology wise. I mean, they're if you've seen a match with Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose, or both, that would be good. Watching both, you can see that they're very good at weaving a story within the match. You kinda, even though you like the guy, you probably hate the character Kevin Owens, and you want him to lose just out of spite. While Dean Ambrose is like, wow, he's the crazy one, woo boy. He's been called a spot monkey, but he makes it work. It's got a lot of psychology behind the moves, even when he's going from the top rope. I like spot monkeys. If you give me enough spots, I will forget that, well, this was a shit match, and it made the story advancing no fucking way. But there were some cool spots, so I guess I can give it a pass. That kind of works like this for me. So yeah, tonight I'm not watching Raw. There's no way I'm doing the same mistake as last week. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. I hope I will get enough rest to not be a human shell tomorrow night. I mean, at least that will make me sleep enough to be okay for the exam, but I kind of wish I would be okay without resorting to just be a waste of a human. It's gonna be a little victory for me if I manage to exercise at least once, because I have to do push-ups with the clapping, you know, and I'm gonna fuck up my wrists something fierce. I can already feel it in my bones. It's not because I'm too heavy, because I can do it on a tatami, but it's because the ground, it's the material, it's So stiff, so cold. I'm gonna fuck it up. There's no way I'm not fucking this up. So yeah, this is the end. Oh, this is still a stretch before the holidays. Some much needed rest, I guess.